few years back, I was the victim of identity theft. I know exactly how it happened. I was at a restaurant and my wallet was stolen from my coat, which was draped over the back of the chair. The bad guys went on to use my social security number, which they got from a paycheck stub in my wallet, to open instant charge accounts at department stores around California, walking out essentially with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise charged to me. Luckily, I was eventually able to straighten everything out. Well, these days, identity theft has gotten even more sophisticated, more brazen, and a lot more lucrative.
Jim Stickley is about to break into somebody's home in La Mesa. He checks for occupants, then the front door. It's locked. Around back to an attached garage, Jim finds an open window. But for sport,
these locks are really ridiculously basic.
He decides to pick the garage door lock, which takes about 10 seconds. Disabling the home's expensive alarm system takes a little longer.
And then the battery's the last to go.
1 minute, and now he's inside. Not to rip off electronics or jewelry, but something far more valuable. Your identity.
If I can steal your social security number, your name, account numbers, those types of things, they're worth hundreds of thousands more than the TV that's on your wall could ever be worth.
Jim Stickley.
So is this house fairly typical?
Very typical.
Actually works for TraceSecurity, teaching people how to protect themselves by exposing their vulnerability. This home's owner, single mother Julie Mills, graciously allowed us to test her security, though we asked her to remain in another part of the house so that we could ask her later if she could detect the intrusion.
Here's a checkbook laying out. That's really convenient.
Which begins in the kitchen, where many people drop their bills and belongings.
I want all the information that you would use if you're filling out a credit card application.
Next, Jim searches and finds Julie's home office, the motherlode, uncovering bank account numbers, mortgage documents,
got her passport.
And best of all, for a bad guy,
oh, here's her birth certificate and her original Social Security card. So, I mean, my God, I couldn't ask for anything more now.
But in case he changes his mind, Jim hacks Julie's computer with software which not only reveals her computer's password, but which also, from that point on, can secretly record everything Julie sees and types on the screen, sending it over the internet to the bad guy.
And you can go out and open up accounts, you can do bank accounts, you can do credit cards, you can do home loans, and that's worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars off just one victim.
And because a talented thief will record a victim's confidential information, but not physically take anything, Julie Mills learned, after we asked her to inspect her home, it's virtually impossible to detect a crime happen.
Anything out of place?
No, everything looks just the way I left it.
So imagine her surprise when we revealed how quickly Jim broke in and then stole her confidential information.
He found your social security number, he found other personal information, and he cracked your computer, whose password is Peyton123?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Is that correct?
Yes. That's frightening.
Okay, first of all, Julie did change all of her passwords on her computer. Best advice for all of you, protect your social security number at all costs. It's used to access credit, after all. Don't carry it with you, and at home, remove any trace of it from your filing cabinet. Social security cards, tax returns, mortgage documents, rental agreements. Move all of those documents either to a lockbox or just secret them in the back of a closet or just someplace that a bad guy wouldn't necessarily look.
It is frightening and shocking how fast that all happened.
How vulnerable everybody is.
With a security system too in place.
Right. Right. It is. And when we do stories like this, a lot of people wonder if we're basically coaching the bad guys in how to do crimes. The sad reality is the bad guys already know how to do it. We're trying to help all of you at home just to protect your information, even from the sanctuary of within your own home.
He needed no coaching.
No.
No, he was.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Woo!
very good.
Good at being bad.
Yeah.